Hi there, welcome to the YouTube channel, welcome to the last of the Assassins and Creed commanders I'm going to cover at this time. As I said in yesterday's video, if there's any that I haven't covered over the last couple of weeks, let me know down below in the comments and I will get them covered as soon as I can. And yeah, as I said yesterday, holiday next week, so fewer videos for the next couple of weeks while I'm away, but there'll be videos. But anyway, Arbaaz Mir, red and white for a 2/2 human assassin, and whenever Arbaaz Mir or another non-token historic permanent enters the battlefield under your control, Arbaaz deals 1 damage to each opponent and we gain a life. I've got to be 100% honest with this. I drafted this deck, I thought I had the perfect deck. Then I read Arbaaz again and it was non-token, because this would have been a simple deck to do if it didn't have that clause in it with the clue tokens, the food tokens, the treasure tokens that could all be created in red and white. This deck would have been really easy to build. As it is, it's had to have a little bit of a rethink. So yeah, a little bit expensive, I'll be honest. But I've quite enjoyed trying to build this one after I realised what mistake I was going to make, and I think I've corrected it. So this is what today's deck looks like. Obviously with Arbaaz I've got to focus on historic permanents, so for me that's artifacts and legendaries. Don't think... I didn't look at the sagas, I did think about it, but I couldn't find any that I really wanted to play that I was that excited about, so I kind of ignored them and just went down the sort of like artifacts and legendaries kind of route for this deck. So you may want to change it, but this has been great fun playtesting it. So 1 drops. Arbaaz should be down on turn 2. That's funny that this one brings up different artwork, but same card. Should be down on turn 2 quite easily with this deck with a bit of luck, and then you can start dropping your 1 drop. So Bowmat Carrier, artifact. Isamaru, legendary Hound of Konda. Yosamaru, Ever Faithful, which you can drop out because I know it's expensive. You can see it's 16 tickets on here. The next card's even worse because it's Ajani, which is 19 tickets at the moment. But yeah, take him out if you want to. And Offenser pumps up our non-token creatures as they come in. Ash the Party Crasher gives us a little bit of haste, and if 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn, you get to put +1/+1 on him, so should be doable. Dockside Extortionist is still here because at the end of the day it does create treasure tokens that does help us, and that's the only reason it's here really. So I do need to get some ramping, so I went with Dockside. Plus it's a red deck, I always play Dockside, so sorry. Generous Plunderer, same idea. It comes in, it gives us a little bit of way of doing things, but because we're giving treasures out we can do the damage when we attack the Generous Plunderer. Again, it's not it doesn't create non-token artifacts unfortunately, but hey, it's here. Goro Goro, Disciple of Urushi, is here to give everything haste if we need it to. Inti, Essential of the Sun, appears, and whenever you attack, discard +1/+1 counter on a creature and give it trample, and then you can exile the card and play from the top. That's fine. Metallic Mimic is going to come in and name human most of the time, I believe. It comes in, it does do the draining bit with Arbaaz, and then you get to put some +1/+1 counters around. Talwalkie Perfect Shot. Now, this is good. X tap. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much damage plus X. This is a key card in this deck. You want to keep this alive because the turn you've got this and Arbaaz in play, you tap this, pump as much mana as you can into, and then still make sure you can drop some of your cheap drops. Believe me, hitting people for 6 when you haven't got to go into combat really does upset them very much. Adeline Resplendent Cathar is also in, just to give us a bit more of a pump. Heliod, the Sun Crowned. Hopefully we can give creatures lifelink, gain some life back that we could be losing. I know we're gaining some from Arbaaz, but hey, we might as well do a bit more. And this does put +1/+1 counters on when Arbaaz triggers. Kadric, Soul Kindle. Legend rule doesn't apply. Thank you. And whenever another non-token legendary permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1. If you do, you get a token. Now, obviously, that is not so much of an issue, but some of the things we copy could be quite useful, I decided. And at the end of the day, it's a 4/3 for 4 mana. I'll cope with that in this deck. Gandalf the White Rider gives whenever you cast a spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 and scry, and then goes back into the top of your library, 5th from the top. The other version of Heliod's here, just so we give all our creatures vigilance. Ironas gives all of our creatures kind of semi-menace. Creatures you control can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures, and then prevent all damage that will be dealt to attacking creatures you control. So it kind of makes them semi-indestructible when you're attacking. Mangara gives us cards. Ochera the True creates some vigilant soldiers if we need them. Yeah, I had to play Perforos. If we're going to cast all these creatures, we might as well just deal the damage that way. So, with this and Arbaaz in play, you're looking at 3 damage for each creature you cast, basically. That's a legendary. Well, if it's legendary, 3. If it's non-legendary, then 2. But it's all good. Solemn Sim gives us gives us the damage, the draining ability for Arbaaz, and then gives us a land and draws a card. Alabu, the Ancient Witness, just gives us a whole load of things that we can use to scry with and get some damage. So, yeah, you're fine by me. Oriel, Law Above. I do like this card. I still think it's fun. She's a nice angel. Flying, Vigilance and Haste. Attack with 3, draw a card. And if you attack with 5 or more, you basically get to do the wonderful deal 3, gain 3. Cope with that all day long. Bayek Asiwa is also in from Assassin's Creed. I haven't covered this one as an individual legend because I don't see it. But as long as it's your turn, other historic creatures you control have double strike. With the amount of creatures we have in this deck that are historic, really useful. Bonehall Dracosaur is back. I just like it. So, yeah, it's here. Yes, it's not historic. Yes, it doesn't benefit from this. But I just like the Bonehall Dracosaur. And I know if I miss it out, there'll be at least one comment from one of my regulars going, but you're playing Red, where's your Bonehall? Do you love it? Yeah, it's here today. Deriju and Hazaret are also here. Has haste and vigilance if we got 1 or fewer cards in hand. When we attack, we can look at the top 6, put a legendary creature card from among them, and then until the end of the turn, pay it without casting its cost, without paying its mana cost. Yeah, nice way to get our legendaries in play. To give us another drain of Arbaaz. Eomer, King of Rohan, is also here. Enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it for each other human you control, and when it enters the battlefield, target player becomes a monarch, and Eomer deals damage equal to its power to any target. So we become the monarch, and then we get to deal damage to whoever we want to, hopefully for a significant amount. Goldspan Dragon, just so we can have some treasures, just so we can make sure we can cast things. And then Duke Ulder Ravengard is also in from Battle from Baldur's Gate. Beginning of combat, give another one of the creatures we control haste and myriad. Now that will only work really well with Goldspan Dragon, etc. You can put it on a legend if you want to, but don't forget you have to then sacrifice all the copies unless we have the dwarf in play that stops the legend rule applying. So yeah, does kind of work, just a little bit clunky, but I just like the card. Spells wise, not many. Jessica's Will, Chroma's Will to go through for the thing, and then a little bit of control with Chain Reaction, Wrath of God, and Blasphemous Act. Artifacts is also where Arbaaz shines in this deck. We have got quite a few, as you can see. So we have the ramp with Mana Crypt, Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman, Elixir to shuffle everything back in as it gets killed off, Mana Vault, Sensi's Divining Top, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Boros Signet. Glass of the Guild pack is here because a lot of the creatures we have are multicoloured, so they do get the +1/+1. I wanted to make sure I could keep my card draw up, so Howling Mind's here. Pearl Medallion, Ruby Medallion to help us get our creatures out. Talisman of Conviction, a little bit more ramp. Brass's Tunnel Grinder is lovely if we can get it to flip, and then do the Discover X, where X is that spell's value. That does help quite a bit. Hazaret's Monument, whenever you cast a creature spell, you may discard if you do draw, but this is here to drop the cost of our red creatures. Horn of Greed just means we can draw cards as we play lands, along with everyone else, unfortunately, but beggars can't be choosers. Orkestra's Monument gives us some warriors to block things with. Temple Bell keeps the card draw going, so we can make sure we're still hitting things to play for Arbaaz. Erebrask's Forge is just an artifact, and it's also a card I like with the Phyrexian Horror it gives us every turn with haste and trample, so fair play. Worn Power Stone for a little bit more ramp. Font of Mythos for a bit more card draw. Transmutation Font gives us a blood token, a clue token, or a food token. I did this so we can basically eventually sack off 3 tokens and get an artifact card from our hand onto the battlefield. And the one we want to be aiming for are one of these two. Avacyn's Memorial to make sure all our legendaries we're playing are indestructible, or Portal Phyrexia so we can get through for an alpha strike. A few enchantments to finish it off. Legion's Landing, so I wanted some way of gaining some life, and vampires kind of do that for me. Flowering of the White Tree is legendary, so that does trigger Arbaaz and then pumps all our legendary creatures up and protects them and gives all our non-legendaries an extra boost. And Guild Artisan, another way of us getting some more treasures so that we can carry on casting all the things we want to play. really useful if you need to get the treasures out to cast one of these two because you haven't found this. Lands, red and white lands all the way through. Nothing particularly fancy you won't have seen before. I mean, you know, elegant parlour. I am playing Emeria, the Sky Runes. We have enough planes in the deck that it can trigger. There's 8, and there's all the other things that double up as planes as well, like, you know, elegant parlour, for example, Sacred Foundry, so on and so forth. So they are here. But that is my final take on an Assassin's Creed commander for now. I think Arbaaz is fun. I'm really pleased that I didn't do the whole video and then realised I made a complete fool of myself by leaving all the tokens in I was generating originally, because it is non-token. I'm sure everyone else has realised that, and I missed that out completely, so my bad. But that's it for now. Bloomborough sort of starts tomorrow. Some of the decks I'm doing might, you know, after the poll, they're coming, so we're going to get them on, and there'll be some more next week while I'm on holiday as well. So for now, thanks for watching, take care, and hopefully you'll come back and look at some of the Bloomborough stuff tomorrow. Subscribe down below, please do, please, please, please. Thank you. Bye.